News just in a little while ago, we have an update in connection to the Mhlathuze Water Board corruption case. Now, this is all in connection to the 37 million rand tender that was unlawfully awarded to the firm. Let's get the details of this breaking news. Senior reporter Dasen Thathiah, morning to you. Give me what you have. I understand more arrests have taken place.
Gareth, that's right. So we've been tracking this case since last year. That's when you'll remember we first heard of that 37 million rand fraud matter coming to light. That was on the back of a forensic investigation that was conducted and commissioned by Mhlathuze Water at the time, which revealed how money was moved around and ultimately this going to particular attorneys that were providing services to the firm. So what we now know is just here at the Durban Central Police Station that there have been, firstly, more warrants of arrest that have been issued in relation to this matter. And for now, we can confirm that at least three additional people have now been or will be processed at this police station in relation to that fraud matter. These three are some of the board members that were at Mhlathuze Water. It's supposed to be a total of 6. We are also told by our sources that, in fact, at least one of those people is still traveling here from quite far away from the Zululand area, so that might still take place later this morning. But certainly 6 warrants of arrest have been issued in relation to this case. That will now mean that in addition to the 8 that were initially charged in this matter, there could be these additional suspects that will be appearing in court. Our understanding is that they would appear as soon as today, as this morning. In fact, they'll be trying to apply for bail. Right now, the understanding was that they would come here with their legal representatives and be processed at the station before they are required to appear in court.
And Dasen, while we wait to see when and if that takes place this morning, of course, you'll be watching that very closely, giving us updates later in the morning. I'm going to ask, if you don't mind, just to circle back for us a bit, just to remind us on the context of what we're talking about here. Once again, another story of millions and millions of rands, but I just want to make sure we all understand exactly how we got to this point.
Well, as you rightfully said, this relates to that 37 million rand fraud matter at Mhlathuze Water. And for those that don't know, Mhlathuze Water is the soon-to-be defunct entity that operates in the northern part of KwaZulu-Natal. In fact, that entity will now be merged with Mgeni Water here, creating one water board in KwaZulu-Natal. So it's interesting that if you look at the timing of when this is happening and all of this happening at the same time. But essentially what happened here was that the CEO at the time, Mhlathuze, is accused of, with some of the others that were working at the entity, including the CFO, is accused of actually directing work to a friend of his, Stembelo Mhlanga, a well-known attorney in Durban. And the irony here is that that legal panel that was appointed was actually meant to be investigating irregular expenditure at the entity. So during that time, and a lot of this work or alleged work was conducted during the level 5 lockdown, which also then raised the alarm bells, because at that time, just to quote one instance, over the period of about 64 days, about 20 million rand was allegedly channeled to Mhlanga and his firm for doing the so-called work. A lot of that being during the hard lockdown when no one was able to move around at all. So that is essentially the crux of the matter, but it also extends much further than that to the office of the Premier in KwaZulu-Natal, in fact, because the Director General there, Nhlanhla Mkhize, was also implicated. In fact, her case, although not directly related to the fraud and corruption, was relating to intimidation and defeating the ends of justice, because it was alleged that she had also sent someone to the board chair at the time to try to get them to not reveal the extent of the corruption, which was based on that report. So certainly there's a lot more to be uncovered in this case, but already, as you can see, the depth of it is really alarming.
It certainly is. So bringing it now to the number of accused to a total of 14 for the moment, with these new arrests that Dasen Thathiah has told us about. So that breaking news in a moment ago, more arrests in the Mhlathuze fraud case. He'll stay on top of that story, as will we, throughout the morning here on eNCA.